Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unexplained Bites. Today's topic is one that you've surely heard about, whispered in online forums, mentioned in conspiracy documentaries, and hidden in the lyrics of cryptic songs. Yes, we're talking about the Illuminati. But here's the real question. Why does the myth of the Illuminati still survive? Why is this group still believed to be behind the creation of a new world order? To answer that, we need to go back to the very beginning. Contrary to what some conspiracy theorists suggest, the origins of the Illuminati aren't exactly hidden. In fact, history tells us quite a bit. The Bavarian Illuminati was a real organization, founded on May 1st, 1776, by Adam Weishaupt, a professor of canon law. It was born during the Age of Enlightenment and aimed to oppose religious influence over public life and government. The members called themselves perfectibilists, and their mission was to promote reason, secularism, and philanthropy, essentially to fight ignorance and superstition. Their meetings were highly ritualistic, and the group operated under a pyramidal hierarchy. New members began as novices and had to prove their worth over time, slowly climbing the ranks through a series of initiation stages. At the top of the pyramid were the kings, or docents, who held the real power and secret knowledge. Interestingly, members often took on symbolic nicknames. Weishaupt, for example, called himself Spartacus. Their symbol? The owl of Minerva, the Roman goddess of wisdom. While the group started with university students and idealists, it quickly grew to include wealthier, more influential individuals. But with this growth came trouble. The Illuminati's progressive ideas began to attract the suspicion of the church and the state. In 1784, just as the Illuminati were gaining real influence, Karl Theodor, the Elector of Bavaria, issued a decree banning all secret societies. Many Freemason lodges were shut down, but the Illuminati, with members in high places, tried to continue in secret. In 1787, the Bavarian government took a decisive step. They published internal documents seized from the Illuminati. These writings revealed the group's anti-religious and anti-authoritarian beliefs. The fallout was swift. A new edict was issued, this time with a death sentence for members of the order. Weishaupt fled into exile. Officially, the Illuminati ceased to exist. But that's also when the myth truly began. In the decades that followed, conspiracy theories began to flourish. In 1797, French writer and former Jesuit Augustin Baruel suggested that secret societies, including the Illuminati, were behind the French Revolution. A year later, George Washington himself addressed the matter in a letter. He wrote that he believed the Illuminati's threat had been neutralized, but merely acknowledging their existence only fueled the speculation further. Books, pamphlets, and even sermons started to claim that the Illuminati were still pulling the strings behind the scenes. Thomas Jefferson was even accused of being a member. And yet, this was only the beginning. The modern myth of the Illuminati as a global puppet master began to take form in the 1950s and 60s. It started, strangely enough, with a joke. Two high school friends, Greg Hill and Carrie Thornley, launched a parody religion called Discordianism, which worshipped chaos and questioned the idea of order as an illusion. As part of their satirical campaign, they claimed that the Illuminati were behind major world events, including the assassination of JFK. Their movement spread through underground publications, especially the book Principia Discordia, a sort of manifesto for absurdism. Then, in the 1970s, came the real turning point, the Illuminatus trilogy, a satirical science fiction novel written by Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson. The trilogy described a secret war between the Illuminati, who controlled everything, and a rebellious group of Discordians trying to stop them. The books were chaotic, funny, and intentionally confusing, but many readers missed the satire. Some even took it seriously. This moment of disinformation gave birth to the modern version of the Illuminati myth, the one we see in memes, in YouTube rabbit holes, and in late-night conspiratorial rants. As the years passed, the legend of the Illuminati continued to evolve. During the 1980s and 90s, the group was referenced in role-playing games, sci-fi novels, and trading card games. With the rise of the internet, these symbols and stories exploded across forums and websites, blending fact, fiction, satire, and paranoia into a single chaotic mythology. People started spotting the eye of Providence everywhere, on the dollar bill, in music videos, in architecture. Celebrities were accused of being initiated. Secret hand gestures, triangle signs, even song lyrics became supposed proof. And all of this stemmed, partly, from a fictional trilogy that wasn't meant to be taken seriously. That's the ironic truth. A joke got out of hand, and now millions of people genuinely believe that a secret society rules the world. Some even claim that Adam Weishaupt assassinated George Washington and replaced him. Absurd, right? But that's the power of myths. Now comes the final question, the one I've been asked so many times. Do the Illuminati still exist? Here's my honest opinion. Believing in the possibility of a surviving secret society doesn't automatically mean you're a conspiracy theorist. Secret groups have always existed. It's human nature to form alliances and to hide information. So could the Illuminati have survived? Sure. But do I believe they secretly control governments, manipulate world events, or run the planet? Not really. To me, the myth of the Illuminati says more about us than it does about any secret group. It reflects our fear of the unknown, our need for explanations, and our tendency to connect dots, even when those dots were never meant to be connected. So now I ask you, do you believe the Illuminati are still out there, pulling the strings? Or is it all just a misunderstood parody that spiraled out of control? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next mystery we dive into. Until then, stay curious and stay skeptical. See you next time.